Sauter Finnegan.
Well, I'll just press the button here.
This is a Shanghai.
Wrong button. I'm going to try this again. Wait a minute. May I never touch another button again. If they only had zippers on the control board.
I tell you, well, why don't you just ask Chicago to come in like that big sign there says?
What sign?
The one that fellow with the purple face and the wild staring eyes is holding up.
Oh, let's see. We go now. It says, to the Blue Note in Chicago and the monitor music of Sauter Finnegan.
Right now, here is the Sauter Finnegan Orchestra and Doodletown Fifers.
The Monitor Laugh Parade continued with Crazy Jonathan Winters.
All those sounds are my own. I do a toy, you know, there are a lot of toys. Probably those folks there at home right now are still looking at the toys around the tree. What did I get? You see a kid, you know, hello, I run the and the kid picks it up and...
The offbeat Ernie Kovacs presented his unique talents to Monitor listeners.
In an attempt to produce an intelligent monkey that would also have great courage, Pepe Ortega crossbred a Capuchin monkey with a wild Brahma bull that had fought 6 toreadors. What he created, however, was not a brave monkey, but a bull that climbed buildings and collected pennies in a tin cup.
Weekends were special with Monitor. However, weekday audiences were not wanting for great entertainment on WRCA. Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., the most popular music makers of the mid-50s performed on the NBC Bandstand.
It's the NBC Bandstand. Guy Lombardo, of course. And then there'll be Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey, Wayne King, and Freddie Martin. Yes, here for the first time in the history of radio, 2 hours of famous name bands brought to you live. The NBC Bandstand brings you entertainment that is distinctively American. In no other country in the world do we find the number and variety of orchestras. Orchestras that are closely identified with our happiest memories of past and present. Right now, in this gaily decorated and colorful room, our audience is being served coffee at their tables. And they're about to be greeted by one of show business's all-time favorites, Bert Parks and his Mr. Music guest, Johnny Mercer.
Thanks very much. Believe me, my friends, this is really a thrill. I think it'll be for folks from coast to coast. The finest popular music in the land, live, 2 hours each morning, 5 days a week. Right now, here's the switch-on words I was associated with for years. Guy Lombardo, start the music. Your trouble, your sorrows, your care.
As America entered the 60s, most of radio's big network programs were gone. People were using radio for music and news, and WRCA adjusted. On May 20th, 1960, however, the programs were presented under a new banner.
The switch is to NBC. And now, to make the change official, we have with us the Honorable Robert Wagner, Mayor of the City of New York.
The whole objective here is the change that takes place in this fascinating city and world of ours. New York City is one that has been changing and always will continue to change. As they say, it'll be a great city sometime when it's finally completed. But I think that's the fascination of New York, and therefore it's a great privilege for me to do something to identify the station. And this is now WNBC in New York.
The sounds of the 60s as presented on WNBC and still fresh in the minds of many.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
This government, as promised, has maintained the closest surveillance of the Soviet military buildup on the island of Cuba. Within the past week,
You don't have Nixon to kick around anymore.
Right now in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route. We understand there has been a shooting. The presidential car coming up now. We know it's the presidential car.
White House Press Secretary Malcolm Kilduff has just announced that President Kennedy died at approximately 1 o'clock
I
Central
think
Standard
the
Time.
Beatles are the most beautiful thing in the world. And my name's Lorraine Miller, and I always loved the Beatles.
I shall not see, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
Martin Luther King Jr. was shot outside a Memphis motel.
Senator Kennedy is on shot.
What happens in Vietnam halfway around the world may affect the future of America itself.
The gate open. More shots are coming. One small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
Each generation has special memories of their favorite radio personalities. Early 1960s WNBC listeners enjoyed radio greats such as Jerry Marshall, Jim Lowe, and Big Wilson.
Roger, Roger. Oh, no. Georgie, Kate's there, and the song about hot toddy. Oh, nicely done. Good heavens. This Big Wilson, 10 after 8, this just in. On the Grand Central coming toward New York, a stalled car at Francis Lewis Boulevard. Oh, I gave you that, didn't I? Oh, good. I just saw it in front of me here. Okay. Well, anyway, it's a kind of a dumb traffic morning. And I just heard the phone ring, and I will assume it is...
Innovation continued to be the WNBC byword. In 1964, the station aired New York's first sports talk show, hosted by Bill Mazer. And in 1966, WNBC became the place to be for controversial and entertaining talk programming, as presented by Joe Pine, Lee Leonard, Brad Crandall, and the legendary Long John Neville.
Yes, it happened in Hollywood, and perhaps it's the most ambitious adult film ever made. Now, it claims a cast of over 50 souls who cavort and carry on in the name of sexual liberation and good, clean fun. It happened in Hollywood. It contains a circus act by the name of the Flying Fools who make love on a trapeze. This is not to be laughed at. This is serious.
Am I in the right station?
No one under 21 admitted. Now, I want to give you some of the reviews.
Guest hosts have appeared behind the WNBC microphones from time to time. Satirist Mort Saul filled in for Brad Crandall one November evening in 1967.
Now look, I'm going to tell you again. Don't try and pass off the right wing as the heavies here. There are not enough evil men to do what damage has been wrought in America. The evil men have an army of indifferent men. The social democrats have let them do it. It's not John Foster Dulles telling you to invade Formosa. It's all the self-righteous Democrats saying, the free world, and marching the guys off. I notice the wars are under the Democratic Party. So don't try and con me. I know my history, too. The question is how much more time we're going to have to write any.
By the late 60s, music was once again a part of the WNBC mix, and the records were being introduced by one of the best in the business. Ted Brown.
Good song, huh? John Denver, Fat City, and Take Me Home, Country Roads. 22 minutes before 1 o'clock on a holiday weekend. Ted Brown here, WNBC Radio 66. This must be the place, see? You're working so hard. Why don't you get into radio? All you do is just, do the same thing you do at home. Talk.
WNBC Radio 66.
Today's excitement cars demand exciting tires. Tires that can take high speeds without sacrificing handling. Tires that can meet the challenge of performance car demands. This is a job for a speed-rated tire, like the H speed-rated Cooper Cobra Radial GT. Available at your local Cooper tire dealer. The tire experts at Cooper highly recommend the Cooper Cobra Radial GT because they're built on Cooper-designed state-of-the-art two-stage equipment for precision placement of the tire component. And the H speed rating means the Cooper Cobra has sustained speeds up to 130 miles per hour in indoor wheel tests. So you get steel-belted radial construction for strength and speed rating for high performance all in one tire. The Cooper Cobra Radial GT H-rated, built by the people known for quality since 1914. You can understand why the folks at Cooper are proud of the Cooper Cobra or any other fine Cooper product. They won't let you down on product or service. Check your yellow pages for the Cooper tire dealers nearest you.
WNBC, WNBC.
War, protest, confrontation, liberation, political turmoil. The voices of the 70s, as heard on WNBC.
Tonight, American and South Vietnamese units will attack the headquarters for the entire communist military operation in South Vietnam.
It was like mass hysteria. Students were crying. They were screaming for ambulances. I heard some girl screaming, they didn't have blanks. They didn't have blanks. No, they didn't.
I want to be, and I want other American women to be in the Constitution of our country. We are not.
Has ended an even greater tragedy. After an evening of conflicting reports which began with news that the Israeli hostages were safe, it is now certain that 7 and perhaps all 9 are dead.
Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
Now, therefore, I, Gerald R. Ford, have granted a full, free, and absolute pardon unto Richard Nixon.
Then called on all South Vietnamese troops to lay down their arms and remain in place.
And that we had enabled our people to be proud of their own government once again.
1971. Another voice, a new early morning voice, emanating from WNBC's second-floor studios at 30 Rock. And listeners weren't quite sure how to react to what they were hearing.
It's 8:26 at WNBC. My name is Imus In The Morning. I have a short note here I'd like to share with you. Dear Imus In The Morning, first of all, Imus, you know we like you very much. And you know we let you say anything you want. And we let you wear those stupid overalls in that American flag business. And we even let you keep your long beatnik hair. However, Imus, just because you were sick yesterday was no excuse not to come in. I mean, after all, we're right in the middle of a rating period. So Imus, here's our future plans for you. If you are well enough to answer the phone when we call you, then you're well enough to come into work. Agreed? Now, Imus, we hate to bring this up, but what happens if you should die? I mean, everybody does. I mean, where's that leave us? Sure, we get a lot of press, and we could probably then play your album for a couple of days, but what happens then? Please let us know, Imus, at least 2 weeks in advance of any plans you may have for dying. Thank you very much. Sincerely yours, Mr. Vicious and Mr. Null. It's 8:27 now in New York. Seidman's on Canal Street.
Imus In The Morning arrived in New York by way of Cleveland, where he developed a reputation for predictable unpredictability.
Morning, McDonald's.
Hi, McDonald's hamburgers?
Yes, it is.
This is Sergeant Kirkland of the Air National Guard. Like to get, if I could, 1,200 hamburgers.
Could you hold on for
Yeah,
a second?
yeah.
Sergeant, just a moment, sir. There's a guy here who's a sergeant with the National Guard, and he wants 1,200 hamburgers.
Hello?
What should I do?
Hey, can we get some chocolate shakes for everybody? Hello?
There were even Imus on the weekend appearances on NBC's Monitor.
What is this you're playing? Get them out of here, will ya? I don't want to listen to this. A warm, wonderful, smiling weekend. That's ridiculous. Hello, everyone. My name is Imus In The Morning, which might be kind of confusing for some of you. It's confusing for me. Actually, my name is Don Imus, but I call myself Imus In The Morning because I do a morning radio show in New York. However, on this show, I'm going to call myself Imus on Monitor, because that's what this is, a monitor that you're listening to. Well, you're going to hear a jingle group, a group of singers sing Imus In The Morning throughout the next 3 hours. And the reason that they're not going to sing Imus on Monitor is because my being on this show on a regular basis is kind of up in the air. We may have an afternoon meeting to decide whether I get to continue to do this crummy show. I'm not choked up about it, but I think you're going to love it to death because it will be unlike anything you have ever heard on the radio. And should sometime in the next 3 hours your radio go dead, there won't be anything wrong with your radio. It will be that one of the NBC executives is sobered up.
Imus in the Morning.
Oh, a really exciting record for you. This, for some of you in Midwest and places like this, this group is an admitted communist group called Shambhala, which is some kind of thing that Marx came up with to solve everybody's problems. Three Dog Night.
Wash away my trouble.
Tri-State residents had never heard anything quite like Imus in the Morning. And as if that wasn't enough, in 1973, WNBC really began to howl.
Yeah, during that last record, I was playing spin with my glass eye, and oh, gracious, I accidentally got in my cottage cheese. There it is, okay. I tell you, I wanted to get things straight, you understand? Oh, my! So bad, Jack, yeah! WNBC! Garbage game! Wait real long. I got me some this morning, I gonna get me some tonight, too, right now. Come get to this, baby. I miss your love when you left, baby, you did.
In 1974, one of New York's best-known and loved radio performers made the move to WNBC.
Here comes Marvin. Here's the game, friends. Got to give it up. And soon. It's 7:44 with your cousin Bruce Morrow, smiling at the world. Give it up. 7:48 right now. Is that list of a few, 2 or 3 no-nos, according to this gentleman, Ringo Starr. 7:51 right now on 66 NBC with your cousin Bruce Morrow. Every day it's Brucey time. 6 o'clock in the eve.
When you're driving down the road and you're...
1977, and WNBC switched to a more music approach. So gone were performers like Don Imus and Cousin Brucey, replaced over the next couple of years by such names as Ellie Dillon, Johnny Dark, Lee Masters, and Frank Reed.
NBC and Rod Stewart, do you think he's sexy before that Maxine Nightingale, Dr. Hook, and the Stones doing their Richard Belzer impersonation? Satisfaction? This is Frank. You making it through the snow okay? Good. Remember when you and your family were out on a cold winter day and were so chilled you couldn't wait to go home and thaw out?
Other personalities were Bat Johnson, Scott Bingham, Alan Beebe, and Brinken Belzer. During this period, New York's Imus in the Morning had become Cleveland's Imus in the Afternoon. The exile to Ohio, however, would be short-lived.
And on the 3rd day of the 9th month, the 2nd year since he had spake to them, lo, he arose to issue forth to them once more. And the word spewed like the adder's venom. Send me to Cleveland. You can't do that to God's chosen, re-rosen disc jockey and think you go get off scot-free. No, sir. I'm looking to cut me somebody. That's it. I'm going to make some sucker bleed. You sit your butt out there in that sump pump of a mistake on a lake and see if you don't come back looking to bruise, contuse, confuse, and abuse somebody. Anybody. You think you got problems here in New York with bank robberies? Ain't got no bank robberies in Cleveland. Ain't nobody got no money. Right. And if they do, they can't keep it long enough to get to the bank. Hey, hunky, give me the money. Yeah. I mean, the only way I survived in Cleveland was to change my name to Imus X. Send me to Cleveland. Have you lost your mind? And then God's chosen, re-rosen disc jockey settled down, tried to get a grip on the situation. For Lo and Hosanna Banana, if you will, the prophecies had come to pass as it is written in yon ARB, so shall it be. But cried the multitudes, wait a minute here, not so damn fast. Imus is back for this second shot. Will he succeed, or is he but another false prophet? And God's chosen, re-rosen disc jockey turned to them as I turned to you and spake thus. Smart money's on the smart mouth, O ye of little faith. Go with the flow and kiss this.
I'm Don Cricky, and I'm here with the head technician at a 9X Installation and Service Center in the New York, New Jersey area. Mike, what's so special about these 9X centers?
Well, Don, they're unique in that we specialize in installing and servicing mobile phones.
So you're a mobile phone specialist?
Right. We know how to custom fit the phone to the driver, design all the components to work as a system, then actually road test it electronically.
That must take special training.
Oh, it sure does. All 9X technicians are factory trained and certified, and all our installations are performance tested on the finest diagnostic equipment available.
Sounds like your customers get a job well done.
Well, even more than that. A 9X certified installation means our customers will get the full benefits of their product warranties.
Get your mobile phone custom installed and serviced by the people most qualified for the job. Call 1-800-443-BELL or look for us in the 9X Yellow Pages. For mobile communications, the answer is 9X.
66 WNBC.
By 1981, WNBC was the most listened to radio station in America, and Imus's ratings were at an all-time high. Station executives were searching for a way to get more of the early morning audience to tune in during the late afternoon. A new edition in 1982 did just that.
And now we join the Howard Stern Radio Network.
All right, speed up, Bobby. Past 4 o'clock at NBC. Hey, WNBC, your pal How Weird, and I'm here to entertain you for the afternoon. How'd you like that snow we had, huh? Boy, that's pretty wet.
Depending on your point of view, How Weird Stern was either extremely entertaining or downright infuriating.
All the weather, now here's God.
Hey, Your Holiness, I'm being serious today. I don't understand why this lady who writes for Newsday is always picking on me.
You mean Lulu Bell Gherkins?
No, Annabelle Cairns.
Oh.
She
keeps saying nasty things about me and never even calls me on the phone to get quotes.
Calm down, my son.
I'm calm.
The way to get the lady from Newsday to write something nice about you is just to be honest and say something nice about her.
Say something nice about her? Say something nice about her?
Come on, Howard, you can do it.
All right, she's a great writer, better than Hemingway.
Come on. I said be honest, my son. You know that first article she did on you? She called you Harvey.
Yeah, she spelled my name wrong. That's true, Your Holiness.
Well, say something nice, but say something true.
Annabelle is fair and never slants her articles in Newsday. What? Come on. What? Why? What's so funny?
Come on, my son.
Well, she writes about radio and is very knowledgeable.
What's her credentials? She never even called you for a quote.
That is very unprofessional, I guess. It's true. She does stories about me and never even tries to find out my side of the story. I guess that is unprofessional. Well, I gotta say something nice about Annabelle.
Come on, Howard, you can do it. I know you can.
She has nice legs?
There you go. Yes. It's very nice, Howard.
Thank you.
Yes, Lulubelle Gherkins from Newsday has nice legs.
Yes.
Now, don't you feel better?
Much better, Your Holiness.
Now, is that all you can think of, Howard?
I think so. That's it.
Anything else? Just nice legs?
That's it. That's all I can think of.
Well, okay, I won't press. At least you said something nice.
Something nice, yes. Do the weather.
I think the weather tonight will be rain mixed with snow in the city. Snow north and west. If you're out there, you'll get it. A low of 30 and cloudy and windy and cold tomorrow. A chance of flurries and a high of 42. This is God.
I don't think there's no cellulite on that thing.
On WNBC.
No, thank you, Your Holiness. 414 WNBC.
Imus and Stern weren't the only reasons to tune to WNBC. Wolfman Jack returned in 1984 for the overnight show. And a year later, WNBC was offering listeners everything, literally, from soup to nuts.
I'm Judy DeAngelis, WNBC New York.
Oh, yes. All right. And now, welcome back to WNBC's Soupy Sal Show. This hour, Cher drops by and explains why she was tuna fishing this morning. And we'll play What's My Line 86. And now, here's a man who once rode a camel across New Mexico to raise money for unwed zookeepers, Soupy Sal.
And I never will forget what that camel said.
What's
I don't care what anybody says. I'm thirsty. Well, thank you, Judy. Bruce Leonard, who showed up this morning knocking himself out, and you realized that he was at the doctor's yesterday. And, unbeknownst to him that we know, but I found out that the reason that he's in terrible agony, that he has a henway on his neck.
What's a henway?
Oh, about 3 pounds.
The kids who had watched Soupy on TV in the 60s were now the adults who were listening to Soupy on WNBC Radio.
Yeah, who's it?
This is Ed. I called yesterday.
Yeah, Ed.
How you doing?
Fine, and you?
Okay. Listen, my friend keeps telling me about the time that you, that you asked all these kids to send in money for your cause or something from Mom's pocketbook.
Oh, yeah. It was in 1960, New Year's Day night, 1965.
Would you like to send some in now?
No, I was just wondering, how much did you get?
Well, we got $80,000.
Get out of here.
But it was in Monopoly money and play money, you know. I had told the kids to go in their mom's pocketbook and their dad's pants and get that money, and I said, you know what I'm going to send you? A postcard from Puerto Rico. Although I did get $1 from some 28-year-old girl said, I've seen your show and you ought to go to Puerto Rico.
Sports was a hit on WNBC with Sports Night. Originally hosted by Jack Spector, Sports Night was 5 hours of telephone talk, interviews, and scores. In 1986, there was a new host, former sports writer turned broadcaster Dave Sims.
Going to talk some football right now in this segment. Here, of course, Sports Night down at the Garden. The next gentleman with us was with the Giants when they won the Super Bowl a couple of seasons ago. Seems like yesterday, doesn't it? And he was planning to be a major contributor to this 1988 Giant edition, but it doesn't look like it will happen. He'll tell us his story. Herb Welch with us here at Coors Sports Night. Welcome back. How you doing? All right. So you figure you're going to be starting, at the very least, you're going to be coming off the bench, and then this happened. Your left knee goes out. Tell us how it happened.
Well, I made it all the way till about 20 minutes to the first practice.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe that?
Another new edition in 1986 was a true radio original.
Joey Reynolds on 66 WNBC.
This is Joey. Hi, folks. David Brenner was here a little while ago, and he just booked me on his show for the... we just signed a 5-show deal. None of which are his. I got to get out and get some of these shows going because we need the ratings. See, we're the only show that's on in New York that's really... that's real. There's nothing else on in the afternoon that I know of. Tomorrow we got Joan Rivers. So today we had David Brenner, tomorrow Joan Rivers, and Joe Harvey Allen of the movie True Stories. All right.
We're going to go see it tonight.
We're going to go see it tonight. I didn't call my wife yet. Ozzie Davis of the play I'm Not Rappaport.
Oh, good.
So he'll be here tomorrow. So Ozzie Davis, Joan Rivers, and Joe Harvey tomorrow. Joe Harvey Allen tomorrow. So it's a good show. We got a lot of good guests on this program. See, instead of playing all those Fakakta records, we're giving people a spin. We got compact guests.
About a year later, Alan Colmes moved into the afternoon show. Alan had joined WNBC a few months earlier as the overnight personality. The Alan Colmes Show combined comedy, telephone calls, interviews, and current events.
Brian Wilson is the creative force behind the Beach Boys, and you have been silent for a long time musically. And what happened? Why is that? Why have you not sooner done this solo venture?
Well, because I never chose to. I always kind of had the idea that I should just be a Beach Boy and not be, Brian Wilson. So that's one of the reasons why I...
But you are a Beach Boy. I mean, you still are. Really.
Yeah, I'm still a Beach Boy, of course, but between Dr. Landy and myself, we decided that it was time to try a maybe lucrative and maybe a productive solo career.
Did you want to do this earlier? I know you had.
No, I never did until I met with Gene. And then he convinced me that I could do it and still be a Beach Boy.
Well, there was a Smile project years ago, which...
Well, that wasn't finished.
Yeah. But that's something you attempted to do, which would have been a solo project, right?
Yes.
And that was that before Dr. Landy came on the show?
Yes.
So there were thoughts of this in the past. Now, Dr. Landy's been a rather controversial figure in your life. There are those.
Yes. And two other shows debuted on WNBC in 1987. There was Ray Dariano, weekdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Hello?
Hello, Ray.
Yeah, who's this?
Roseanne Sadowski from Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
How are you, Roseanne? What's going on?
Oh, not much. It's a beautiful day today. Wish it was out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm stuck in the house.
Well, you get a couple hours after 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What can I do for you?
Play Elvis Presley, Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Be happy.
Okay,
What's your favorite radio station, by the way?
WNBC.
And the overnight and weekend WNBC Time Machine shows.
Cyan Guard. Cecilia music at WNBC, 350, 10 before 4. Clouds and 60 WNBC degrees.
The super hit sound of 66 WNBC. With the hotline up here.
Back to the hotline we go again at WNBC. Who's this?
John.
Where are you from?
Bricktown.
Okay, and shore music. What can I do for you?
You play Westbound number 9?
Yeah, that's a dandy record. You have the same taste that I do.
I like that song.
Yeah, good funky old soul. But these were honkies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they were.
White boys.
Yes, they were.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And don't hold it against them.
No, I won't.
Favorite station, please.
WNBC.
You got the Saturday morning time machine with the classic hits of the 60s all weekend long. Here comes the king on WNBC. What?
From Twin City Productions, now playing at a theater near you.
Always want to say the end of that record.
6:30 right now. Dan Terry with you in the nighttime on WNBC.
WNBC.
Well, that's another way to say it. Indeed. All the hits you grew up with. New York checking in New Canaan, Connecticut. Thank you for turning us
the hits you grew up with, all those great tunes, one more time, doing a replay on your radio like this. Here come those four tops again.
For 66 years, the personalities at this spot on your dial have made you laugh and cry, kept you informed, and presented the best programs available. And as we've discovered in this program, there have been lots of changes, programming changes, personality changes, call letter changes. And shortly there will be another change. Ownership of WNBC will transfer to Imus Broadcasting. At that time, WFAN will switch from its present 1050 frequency to this dial position, 660. Some things will remain the same. Other things will change. For instance, you will still be able to hear Imus in the Morning, Knicks basketball, and Rangers hockey. But there will be a whole new lineup of personalities and events on 66. From Sports Talk with Pete Franklin to the play-by-play of New York Mets baseball. Some old favorites, along with a whole new group of voices and sounds to remember. I'm Dale Parsons.
This show was written and produced by Dale Parsons. Special thanks to Gene Garnes, Peter Cans, Bill Krause, Guy Ludwig, Fred DeCordova, and Johnny Carson, and all the people who contributed to the 66 years of WNBC. I'm Don Pardo.
Hi, this is Pat Summerall for True Value Hardware, your store of first choice. It may be hard to get mentally prepared for winter, but with the big Fall Shopper Circular, it's easy to get your lawn ready. The True Temper Rake Combo gives you an 8-inch shrub rake and a 24-inch lawn rake, both for just $5.44. And for limbing and pruning jobs, get the Poland 16-inch gas chainsaw kit. It's only $149.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
When Sears brings you a value like this, we call it a great item. Imagine a 19-inch cable-ready color TV with on-screen readout of time and channel, 17-key remote control, precise quartz tuning, and more. Now imagine all that at a price like this, just $258. You save $91. Right now, Sears can bring you a TV with all that for $258, only through Saturday. Look for Sears' great item stamp of approval, now at Sears.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Frank Perdue.
Everybody's chickens are approved by the government, but only my chickens are approved by me. And my quality standards are higher than the government's. You can find a government grade A tag on a chicken that's loaded with imperfections, but you won't find a Perdue grade A tag on any chicken that's less than perfect. In fact, my graders reject more than 25% of the chickens government graders accept as grade A. That's because the government is out to make sure the chicken you eat is acceptable. I'm out to make sure the chicken you eat is the best chicken you can eat. And that's why it's worth paying a little more for a chicken with a Perdue tag. Besides, if you're not completely satisfied with my chicken, you can always write me, the president of Perdue, and I'll give you your money back. If you buy some government-approved chicken and you're not completely satisfied, who do you write? The President of the United States? What does he know about chicken?
When it comes to chicken, Frank Perdue is even tougher than you are. He has to be because every one of his chickens comes with a money-back guarantee. It takes a tough man to make a tender chicken. Perdue. All Domino supermarkets have fresh Perdue chicken leg quarters on sale. Why not stop in and buy some? Wake up, New York, New Jersey, and Westchester and Long Island to terrific savings on America's #1 selling mattress, the Sealy Posturepedic. Dial Mattress has slashed their prices on an incredible selection of Sealy bedding, and you can save up to 60% off department store regular prices. Dial Mattress has one of the largest selections of Sealy mattresses and box springs in New York and New Jersey, and they specialize in service. That's right, service. Just call them anytime, Monday through Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Place your order, and within 2 hours, you'll have a Sealy delivered to your home. Pay the driver after you've approved the mattress, and if for any reason you're not satisfied, the driver will take the mattress back. And for a limited time, when you buy any Sealy Posturepedic set, just mention WNBC, and you'll get a luxurious set of Cannon sheets and pillowcases. A $60 value. Make that very limited. Absolutely free. Your new Sealy bedding is just a phone call away. So for superior service and extraordinary savings on Super Sealy bedding from the 212-201 or 516 area, just dial mattress, MATTRES. Leave off the last S for savings.
Paul Bunyan?
You want to step to your left a couple feet? Thanks.
I guess all this street shopping really works up an appetite, huh, big guy?
Righty-o. In fact, right after I level Wisconsin here, I'm going to drop by the International House of Pancakes for breakfast.
For pancakes?
For the whole menu.
Oh.
6 or 7 of those big International House of Pancakes 3-egg omelet, dozen waffles, blintzes, crepes. You know they got more variety at breakfast than Minnesota's got lakes.
And those pancakes?
Lots of them.
So you'd recommend the International House of Pancakes for good food and lots of it?
Well, let's just say it beats the egg off one of those wimpy little fast food biscuits.
Nicely put.
Yeah.
Say, babe, how about a thick, juicy steak and eggs?
Oh, you don't want to go teasing the babe.
All right. Now get an all-American country ham and egg special, including orange juice, hash browns, and their famous buttermilk pancakes, all for $3.99, served Monday through Friday at the IHOP nearest you. The Chucks have been rolling, bringing the new fall fashions for men to Bond's 15 great stores. New suits and coats by Botany 500, Eagle, Francois Morel, Giorgio Sant'Angelo, and other top makers and designers, arriving just in time to help Bonds end its 84th anniversary celebration with a sensational Columbus holiday sale. Choose now from selected new for fall suits, sport coats, and overcoats, and Bonds gives you an extra 20% off their new season low prices. John York and Royal York suits, compare them with suits selling elsewhere for $195. Bond sale price, $111.20. 20 cents? Botany 500 and Eagle all wool single and double-breasted suits, comparable value $300, on sale for $159.20. Sport coats, dress and casual slacks, dress and sport shirts and outerwear, all are on sale during these final days of Bond's 85th and 84th anniversary celebration. The sale ends Columbus Day Monday. Be there early. I'm Alan Colmes, and it's an honor to be asked to host the very last show on WNBC. In our 66-year history, we are going to try to encapsulate some of the great personalities who have been part of the radio station over these last many years. It's impossible to do that in 4 hours. We assembled a very interesting group of people to join us in the studio. Judy DeAngelis, as always, is with us.
Hi.
Have you cried yet today, Judy?
Oh, about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Mostly when I saw you.
We have a very big supply of tissues here in the studio.
Yeah.
Joining me to help with the broadcast is the president of H&H Broadcasting. His name is Mike Harrison. He is the original editor of Radio and Records, the founder of Good Phone Communications, one of the nation's leading syndicators. He is, in fact, the man who coined the term AORR, album-oriented rock, one of the pioneers of progressive rock, and now doing a what I would call a progressive talk format on AM radio. And Mike, it's delightful to have you here with us.
Thank you, Alan. I'm honored to be here.
I want to go right to our telephones and talk to one of the former WNBC personalities. And this is a man who was the first voice I ever heard on WNBC. And I'm thrilled he could be with us today. And you know him from television game shows. His name is Bill Cullen. Hi, Bill.
Hello, Alan. How are you?
Bill, I got to tell you, when I was a kid growing up on Long Island, we had you on every morning. And at that time it was WRCA, is that right?
That's right. That's exactly what I was about to check with you. Exactly right.
Well, you're checking with me. I got to have my facts right today, right?
I wasn't sure. It goes so back. It's back so far now that I think about it, Alan. That it was over almost 30 years ago that I left the local station.
Now,
it was WRCA, but I think we changed to WNBC during my time. Or do you know when it became WNBC?
I think somebody
in the 50s,
here,
Bill.
Somebody here probably has the exact date, but it did happen in the 50s. It was only
50s.
It was WRCA for just a few years.
That's right, and before that it was WEAF.
That's right.
I go way back, Alan.
And you worked here at 30 Rockefeller Plaza.
Exactly.
Probably using some of the same equipment we're using here this afternoon.
Well, yes, because I'm using the same stuff that Norman Brokenshire used. And that was like in 1920.
Uh-huh.
Are you at Radio Central on the 5th floor?
No, we used to be on 5. We're on 2 now.
Oh, well, you lost 3 floors.
It makes it easier to jump out the window this way.
And there's more reason to. I'm appalled at the fact that the station's being discontinued or sold or whatever General Electric has done with it.
Well, they've sold the entire radio division, and we should explain to our...
I understand. Isn't that a shame?
We should explain to our listeners that it's a high corporate decision in a room where the air is so thin you get nosebleeds.
Yeah. I just heard Mort Saul talking. He said he has the solution to everything. He said the gang problem, for instance, you sell the gangs to General Electric and they slowly liquidate them.
Very well said, Bill. I'm glad you said it.
I'm glad. I figured I'd say some things.
You can say all the stuff we're thinking.
You know, I had a lot of fun at that place from 1955 to about 61, I guess. God, that goes way back, doesn't it?
Yes, and of course, this was just the beginning of, maybe not the beginning, but certainly an important part of a great career for you because you went on to become a television star and do all kinds of stuff that we've seen you do on the tube.
Yeah, we had. Do you know who one of the producers were? We didn't have a producer in those days per se, but one of the producers was Alan Landsberg, a name you probably know from television.
Sure.
And we had, let me see, do you know the president of ABC is Tony Thermopoulos? Do you know that name?
Sure, from ABC Television.
Exactly. Tony Thermopoulos came there for about 3 months as a summer trainee. Would you believe that?
So he probably got you coffee, right, Bill?
He didn't. Well, that's true. That's true. And I figure if I called him now, he'd answer my calls, but I don't want to take a chance.
What are your present activities?
At the moment, all I'm doing is some syndicated radio for Johnson & Johnson. And I don't want to do anything else, to be perfectly honest with you, Alan. I think I've made my pile, as they say, and I don't enjoy television as much as I used to.
Why is that?
It's not as much fun. Game shows have become, it seems that you get so many, I have to talk carefully because I might want to go back to work sometime.
Well, gee, I could do for you what you did for me if I knew what you really wanted to say.
No, there's a lot of greed today, it seems. A lot of business administration aspirants coming along, and it's no more. Well, they used to play it for fun and to get on the air and have their friends see them, and you give them $1,000 and you made their year, you know.
Yeah.
Now, unless it's $20,000 or $30,000, they look at you like you suckered them into a deal that really didn't turn out as well as they perhaps had hoped.
May I ask you what your memories are of hosting mornings here at WNBC, or any particular moments that stand out in your recollection?
It's one of my favorite times in the past when I look back on my career, to use the word loosely. It's one of my favorite times because it was a stream of consciousness thing, Alan. I'd get up early. My wife would have my coffee for me. I had my same cab driver who picked me up every morning and brought me into the studio there at 30 Rock. And I would just, if I didn't feel up to it, I'd pretty much just give the time.